Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PR Talk Show, initiated by Rabdi Meher, a national NGO. And today, my guest is KBC Chakrapani, and I'm your host, Muhammad Shabaz Alam. Why we started PR Talk Show? The main vision of PR Talk Show is to spread positivity, those who have lost jobs and businesses. So, Mr. Chakrapani, welcome to the PR Talk Show.
Hi, very good
Just I
evening,
want to
Ravi.
say something about you before I will listen you. Mr. Chakrapani's rich expertise in API formulation and biotech. He has more than 20 years of experience in all pharma majors such as HDC, DRL, Mylan, and Biocon, Ingram Limited. And apart from that, he has performed more than 200 audits for USFDA, MHRA, EME, WHO, TFDA, KFDA, and others. He has got the certificate of EEP from IIM Bangalore. He is a very talented and globally known personality in the pharma industry as a whole. And he's a very visionary, very expertise in the audit and inspection. So, and India is right now facing the challenges of API shortage, and API self-reliant is the vision of India as well. So right now with us, Mr. KVC Chakrapani, and he will talk about not only for API formulation and biotech, but will concentrate more on the API part, the audit and inspection. Yes, Mr. Chakrapani, why India API sector is far behind in comparison to China? But before that, you want to say something about the PR talk show and about your career and anything else?
Yeah,
Yeah, please.
yeah. Very good evening, Shaba. Yeah, very good evening, Shabaji, and it's very nice to initiate this PR talk on behalf of Radhi Meher, and you are sharing all, a lot of new required things to the global pharmaceutical community. I truly appreciate because of your words and because of your
Yes, please. Yes, please.
how India is going to rock in the coming future. Yeah,
Ji,
your query is why Indian API sector is far behind in comparison to China.
ji.
It is because of the dependence on external markets for intermediates and APIs. India is a pharma hub for the last 1 to 2 decades in a good way. But as you rightly mentioned, for APIs, we are depending on China. So around 80% of India's requirements for active pharmaceutical ingredients by volume, they are fulfilled by China, putting importers at the risk of supply disruptions and unexpected price movements. So India has been unable to seize the APA manufacturing opportunity to that extent, to a great extent, due
Yeah.
to inadequate infrastructural facilities like the uninterrupted supply of water, electricity, and the lack of scale in special economic zones. We do
Yeah.
have special economic zones in the pharma industry, but not to a great extent. Why? Because only at Andhra Pradesh and Telangana we have few, and we have at Himachal Pradesh, that's it. And
Yeah.
partly Maharashtra and Gujarat. Apart from this, if you take a lot of other states where you can push the business and manufacturing sites can be established or can be set up. So there, government need to look at it. So just in terms of that, I would like to share some of the thoughts.
Yeah.
So so limited governmental support in the form of tax incentives, favorable license renewals, and capital subsidies. If that can be done, maybe India can rock. Okay.
Oh,
In 2015, the Katoch committee recommendations were announced in February 2015, but there is a little progress has been made towards their implementation. So, had to be done. Yeah. So, how best we can improve upon government support in building the startup infrastructure, resource investment, and other policy regulations can be critical in determining the pace of the industry, no, which is facing with competition and consistent growth can be achieved by looking at it. For example, why China is growing like anything
yeah.
and India has not touched. to that extent. If you see that, for example, Chinese government's interventions at the infrastructural and policy levels helped the API industry to grow at 14.7% to about US $70 billion in 2016, as against moderate 5 to 7% CAGR for the global API. The CAGR is nothing but compound annual growth rate, which is the rate of return that will be required for an investment to grow from its beginning balance to ending balance. So it's our financial terminology.
Absolutely.
So the CAGR rate is going to be touched. So the export, next to the point, the export of APIs has reached $29.1 billion, growing by 13.7% year on year. This is in China. So as against your query, the straight answer which China has focused and India need to focus. There are 4 points which I'll just tell you. Then we'll go to the next query. So lower capex requirements. So the capital expenditure to establish the API firm or an intermediate manufacturer firm, okay, in SEZs. So lower capex requirements due to large special economic zones. Matlab, if you consider India, China is having 10 to 15 times more than India.
Okay.
So that the accessibility of SEZs in China is more as compared to India. I'll just tell you the figures also, okay? Because being an auditor, I should talk with statistics. That is why. Yeah. So the economic zones, special economic zones, as compared to India, China were 10 times more than that. That's why they could able to grab the API market in a big way as compared to India. India is also, we do have manufacturing facilities in India. API manufacturing facilities are there. But due to this COVID crisis, now we could able to understand if you depend upon China,
yes.
Okay, see the for importing the drugs, our business is getting impacted in a big way. Now this is the biggest evidence in the 20th century, if you consider 21st century, right? Because of non-availability of APIs, most of the pharmaceutical companies in India could not manufacture the desired and the important drugs during COVID crisis. So that's a lesson which maybe our Indian pharmaceutical companies will definitely understand, and now they'll start manufacturing the same. So in this context, just I want to say that special economic zones are 10 times more than India. They are available in China. So, and resource-rich areas like subsidized land, common waste processing and utilities, flexible labor laws are available in China. That is first point. Second point, in China, they do have lower logistic costs. So 1% of total, 1% of total cost in China versus 3% in India. So आप एक हजार रुपया इन्वेस्ट करके आप ट्रांसपोर्ट कर सकते हैं एक माल को. If that is the case, in India, we should invest 3,000 rupees. So lower logistic costs in China, which is owing to the predictable inland transportation and well-developed transport infrastructure in China. That is second point. Third point, lower borrowing cost. Borrowing cost is 5 to 7% in China and 11 to 14% in India. So if you compare apple to apple, because of these points, China has skyrocketed in API and intermediate manufacturing. The companies are also more in China because of this. And fourth point, lower conversion costs, as labor and electricity costs in China are relatively cheaper. Okay, average 11 US cents, if at all, if it is applicable in China. In India, we should invest 19 US cents per kWh in India. So this is these are the main. One is logistics. Second one is borrowing costs. Third one is capex requirements. Fourth one is labor and electricity costs. And last but not the least, creation of research ecosystem. Okay. So government focused efforts on attracting China-born scientists through a mechanism called 1,000 Talents Plan. So they have attracted over 50,000 PhDs through generous funding support, which is equivalent to $75,000 US per year. So China government has taken this initiative and they have identified through 1,000 Talents Plan. So the returning talent helps supporting the major alliances between multinational biotechnology firms, Chinese universities, cancer research partnerships, and company to company. So, like that, China government has supported the people, the public at China by all these means. So, because of these reasons, China has grown to a great extent in terms of API intermediates manufacturing. Yes, sir.
What is your opinion about the Indian pharmaceutical industry? See, Indian pharmaceutical industry, when we talk about the formulation, we are superpower right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Maximum, see, we are the one who is supplying 80% of HIV drugs to the world.
Exactly, agree.
So you can say India is the lifeline of the world.
True. Going forward,
if we can do that, this is a very unique thing. It's not possible actually. So we have made impossible possible. So why don't we try to be self-reliant on the API production? Do you think government initiative is 99% required and 1% is the private support? Do you think so? Because
the
all
pharmaceutical
like the NOCs and the infrastructure, land and electricity, facilities of chemicals, intermediaries, transportation, these all can be arranged only by the government and not by private sectors.
Yeah.
So what is your suggestion to the government of India? So please, government India, do this for the sake of the Mother India.
Yeah, you are right. You are right. The industry can definitely take the support of government. If government can support by providing the infrastructure, the required incentives and the supportive measures which would enhance and empower the API manufacturers to manufacture the intermediates and APIs within India, then India can cross any other country in the world. Globally, it can stand at #1 position. Now, also most of the, as you quoted rightly, most of the formulations which are manufactured in India, they are going to be exported to the global pharmaceutical arena. If you consider API manufacturing also from India, then definitely, whatever you're spelling out right now is apt to say that India is going to be the global pharma hub.
So in business, what happens? There should be demand and supply.
Yeah.
So manufacture something to sell somewhere else, to supply somewhere else. Here in India, we are in demand of APIs and we are buying from the China. So there is no need to sell this API. We can consume all the APIs within the country.
Exactly.
So it is already in place. But even though the government initiative is not as the Chinese government are doing for their Chinese manufacturers.
Exactly.
Answer one second question. In how many years we can be self-reliant in API production if government comes side by side with the manufacturers?
In short, I will tell you, and backup also, I'll try to give you a brief. Because if I prolong, you may get bored. What is the straight answer? I will tell you based on the experience and the current business scenario. Definitely, India is going to be the #1 by 2030. So you may ask me a question. Why was 10 years? Why we can't move so faster if government is supporting? Yes, we do have API manufacturing facilities where they are manufacturing only 20 to 30%. Now, because of COVID crisis and China's approach towards the countries globally, now I'm sure that India will become as the world's largest and most reliable drug supplier, and it will reach 120 to 130 billion US dollars by 2030. Okay. Now already a classic example is for some of the crucial and essential medicines for curing COVID. All the countries globally, recently we have seen an incident where they have totally requested India government, Modi ji, to provide the required products. So we have shipped to US, Europe, whatnot, a lot of other countries globally. So the point is, Indian pharmaceutical industry can aspire to become the world's largest supplier of drugs by volume This can be achieved by establishing a leadership position in the US generic space also, because India is manufacturing a lot of generic drugs. So what is the requirement? We need to focus upon building one to two home markets outside India and developing a strong presence in all the large markets. Like, anyhow, US, Europe, obviously it will be there. Apart from that, other markets like, Japan, China, Brazil, Australia, New Zealand, the rest of the world. So in that context, what are the how government can look at it? Government can look at import substitution in more detail and come up with the policies which may encourage API production in India. The question is, currently, don't we have API production? No, we have. But there should not be any dependency on China companies. We should not depend on China by any means. As there is a big war has happening currently. I mean, I don't want to talk politics. I never. I don't want to. But still, because of the war, because of the war, now the scenario is going forward. We don't know why we should depending on another country. Okay, if you have good relations mutually, if both the countries are having good relations, fine. But China is behaving in the other way. So, in this context, if you consider, rather than as against your query, we should be India as a country. We should be self-reliant, and we should not depend on China for getting the APIs from China. So, government, for example, governments can set up a task force or working group, okay, which can be aimed at boosting the domestic manufacturing of the top 50 to 60 or top 50 to 70 drug imports to India. Like 50 to 70 APIs can be imported to India. Okay, how you can ask me a query, or how the task force can be planned. The task force can collaborate, okay, with the government, okay, and research agencies to identify the feasibility, complexity, and process technology required to manufacture the APIs in India at a reasonable prices, okay, so that it can be comparable to importing. Somebody will ask, boss, if I import from China, I'm getting at this cost. If you manufacture within India, what is the benefit to me? Ultimately, affordability, availability, and accessibility. These three are the key parameters which any businessman will look at it. It should be available to our countrymen, okay, and it should be affordable because they should buy. It should be affordable, accessible. It should be easily available. It should be affordable. The patient or the poor man can also buy my product. And second one is accessibility, availability, and affordability. So he should be able to buy. The medicine should be easily available at any part of the country, and he should be within a single shot he should be able to buy. That means affordability, accessibility, and availability of the medicine or drug product or the material. API, if API is available, immediately formulator can manufacture it. So in this context, the point is this study can then be made available to the industry. Okay. So for suppose if you are
Mr. Chakpani, I'm just intervening. Manufacturing formulation is more tough or the API?
both are a bit tough, but once if you manufacture API, the finished product manufacturing, drug product manufacturing would be more easier, because this is the key starting material. As per quality by design, if we talk, if the API, if the key starting material is perfect, then obviously the finished product manufacturing would be a bit easier to deliver the finished product to the consumer or the patient.
Thank you very much. I totally agree. Yeah. One question. So somebody says there are a lot of people saying that we cannot self-reliant any day because we cannot compete with the China. But Corona era, we have proven that we have supplied medicine to every nook and corner of the world during the lockdown. During lockdown period, we have given a special cargo flight, and due to that, so many warriors died due to the corona infection. And India, the only country in the world was there was no shortage of medicine at all.
Never. Yeah.
But the world population are eager to have one China alternative for API production, because this is a monopolistic market right now. We are not doing the monopolistic market, and we have proven that earlier, before Corona, all the medical supplies were produced by China only. Now, whole world are producing PPE kit, sanitizer, and related mask and everything. So if there is a need, we can do that. We can perform better than the China.
Sure.
But we are not ready to do that. We are not ready to take a challenge actually. So API manufacturing is a challenge, and we have to take a stand very strongly. Why? The moment America said, we are not going to give you the supercomputer, we developed Pram 1000 supercomputer.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Likewise,
That's
when
true.
we demanded uranium for the electricity, then America said no, Europe said no. But we are working hard and we are getting everything. So right
True.
now we are in a leading position into the world market. Why? Because
Yeah.
we are taking a stand. So taking a stand, it is a point of leadership. So in API, we have to jointly, I mean, it means manufacturers and the government should make it a stand first, that we can be
True.
a self-reliant country, not for the India, but for the world as well. What is your opinion?
Yeah. Yeah, I truly agree. I completely agree with your point. Going forward, it is going to be the case. And even recently, I had gone through a survey. The source of study is ibeg.com, www.ibeg.com, wherein the survey says that Indian pharmaceutical sector is expected to grow for US $100 billion out from global US 2.2 trillion by 2025. So next 5 years, as I was just mentioning a couple of minutes ago, by 2030, India is going to be the globally number one position in pharma industry. But by 2025, the pharmaceutical exports from India, they'll be standing at $20.70 billion. In 2020 financial year, 2020 FY, $20.70 billion is the export from India, pharmaceutical exports. But by 2025, it is going to touch $2.2 trillion. Why? Because it will happen definitely, because a lot of API manufacturers are going to set up their operations in India, especially if you consider the Himachal Pradesh hub, AP, Telangana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat. You take these 5 states. And now Rajasthan is flourishing like anything. And recently, government has given a lot of support for UP and Bihar. We heard. I think you would have heard. So UP and Bihar, they are also going to start up pharma hubs. Okay, I'll just if this should happen, the medicine spending in India must be grown to 9 to 10% from country GDP over the next 5 years, which will lead India to become one of the top 10 countries in terms of medicine spending. Okay, and going forward, there will be phenomenal change in terms of raw material API manufacturing from China to India. All these days, all the companies in India, they are depending on China. So from China to India, it will happen, and number of manufacturers will increase to a great extent because of business scope where maximum benefit is available. And as you mentioned, the APIs, whatever we manufacture, immediately we can use it as a formulated drug. So key starting material we manufacture, followed by using the key starting material or intermediate, we manufacture API. By manufacture after API manufacturing, the same is going to be used for the finished product, drug product, and then we will ship it to the global market. In that way, in that context, there will be a paradigm shift of pharma raw material procurement within Indian base, which will enhance and empower the economy of the companies in India. And how this helps? So the dependency on Chinese raw material companies would be reduced. Hope you got the point. So one way we are establishing a lot of new companies which will give job opportunities. Second point is the dependency on Chinese raw material companies will be reduced, and domestic pharma market will grow exponentially. So hopefully it shall flourish, which in turn gives a new shape to the domestic pharma market, to explore new business avenues, within India and globally. And it helps all the API manufacturers in a big way. Okay. And one way business will be enhanced and new avenues will be opened up for grabbing the business at the marketplace. Secondly, it will create more jobs as well. Now, all the API manufacturers are focusing on expanding the business arena to manufacturing the RM across hubs like Vizag. Vizag, we have Pharma City. Hyderabad, we have Pharma City. Apart from existing clusters like Vadodara, Mumbai, Shimla, Delhi, etc. Yeah.
I have two small questions. The one
Yeah,
question is concerned with the Mr. Chakrapani ji and the manufacturers. How can you
yeah.
help the manufacturers? Because the manufacturers require the expertise, audit, and inspector who can guide them up, who can map them up, who can give the vision how to enter into the API production, and not only for the domestic market but for the export market. So, can you help in this regard to the API manufacturers and formulations manufacturers and biotech manufacturers? Because you have all the experience with you.
Sure, certainly. Certainly, definitely. Uh, as an experienced person in the API formulation and a bit of biotech, and I have almost audited 200 facilities within India and a couple of overseas as well. So the most important thing is business guy want to get the revenues. To get the revenues, business should run in a good way. Ultimately, to grow the business, we should have compliance. So always, I believe, and whenever I audit almost 200 pharmaceutical entrepreneurs where I met, I've told very clearly, most business and compliance should go hand on hand. Matlab, quality and compliance, they are interrelated. So if our business should grow, our quality of the product quality and compliance should go in a good way. Then obviously customers will search for you and they'll buy from you only. So in that context,
you can help them up in audit and inspection very well.
Yeah, definitely. Why not? Sure.
Lastly, just closing one thing. So right now the pharmaceutical industry is giving approximately 10 million jobs. So just say yes or no. So if the government is ready and the API manufacturing will start and will be self-reliant, so how many million population will get the jobs? 5 million?
Number. I have statistics.
See, chemical industry, intermediate industry, excipient industry, packing industry, printing, and all, and including the API. So 5 million is not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Definitely, if you consider the Indian population and the API manufacturing sites which are going to be established in the next 2 to 3 years in India, yeah, that number should not be a nightmare. It can be done. So the economy will increase and revenue generation from the manufacturers and entrepreneurs, it throws a big chance to the new job opportunities. And for the people in different functions, they can be recruited. Okay. The straight answer is yes. Everybody, BSc, MSc, BPharm, MPharm, PhD, okay, any engineering guys, okay, and commerce guys, people who have studied any stream, okay, BCom, MBA can join in supply chain management, warehouse, and planning, okay, and BSc, MSc, or BPharm, MPharm BSc, MSc can join in quality assurance, production, quality control. And engineering guys can join in instrumentation, engineering, all streams of engineering. Okay, mechanical, electrical. In engineering itself, in every manufacturing company, we do have different functions, sub-functions, wherein the respective expertise can be utilized. So, yeah, sure. Definitely, there would be a very big scope when the number of companies are increasing, when new API companies are going to be set up. In Indian scenario, definitely the number of jobs are going to be increased. Numbers. So whatever you say.
Thank you very much for your valuable insight in all the queries and the vision, and hope everybody will be listening this video, watching this video, and will follow you. And very soon, hopefully, those manufacturers are interested for API production will contact you also. So those who are in need of auditor and an inspector, so please coordinate with him directly, or by giving email to info@rabdimeher.com or rabdimeher01@gmail.com. So thank you very much, Chakrapani Sahab. We'll catch you someday
Thank
again
you.
and we'll meet you.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Sure.
Bye.
Definitely.